Jennifer Lopez has never been afraid to bet on herself. From her early days as a dancer on In Living Color to her rise as a global superstar, J.Lo's story has always been one of reinvention, hustle, and unshakable confidence. But with her latest project, the multimedia experience This Is Me, now Lopez took her biggest gamble yet. And this time it might not have paid off. A dream project years in the making. In early 2024, Jennifer Lopez announced an ambitious comeback unlike anything she had done before. This Is Me now wasn't just an album, it was a full-scale creative universe. The project included a feature film, This Is Me, now a love story, a behind-the-scenes documentary titled The Greatest Love Story Never Told, and even a global tour meant to bring her vision to life on stage. The entire project was deeply personal, inspired by her rekindled romance and marriage to Ben Affleck, 2 decades after their first engagement, famously fell apart. The story was meant to celebrate love's second chances, self-discovery, and the idea that happiness is worth fighting for. But unlike her past ventures backed by major studios and labels, J.Lo decided to self-fund This Is Me. Now, reports say she invested millions of her own money to maintain full creative control, a move that made the project both brave and risky. This Is Me now was designed to be a spiritual sequel to her 2002 record This Is Me. Then, the album many consider her most personal, written during her first relationship with Affleck. The new album mixed pop, R&B, and soul, telling stories about resilience, heartbreak, and rediscovered love. The accompanying film was more like a musical fantasy, full of surreal visuals, choreography, and symbolism that represented J.Lo's inner journey. It was bold, experimental, and full of heart, but it also confused many viewers. Some fans praised it for its creativity and vulnerability, while others found it overly self-indulgent and difficult to connect with. Critics were split. Was J.Lo sharing her truth? Or was this an expensive vanity project disguised as art? The documentary component, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, gave fans a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the film and the emotional roller coaster behind it. In it, Lopez opened up about her insecurities, her drive for perfection, and her relationship with Affleck. It was raw, revealing, and emotional, a rare glimpse into the woman behind the fame. Viewers saw a side of J.Lo that wasn't filtered by red carpets or glossy magazine covers. Yet even with this vulnerability, some audiences felt the documentary still revolved too much around her image than her message. The irony wasn't lost on fans. Lopez was trying to prove her authenticity in a world that often sees her as a symbol of polished perfection. The biggest blow came when J.Lo announced her This Is Me, now tour, and then abruptly canceled much of it. Ticket sales were far below expectations, with reports showing large numbers of unsold seats in major cities. For an artist who has sold out arenas worldwide, this was shocking. Some speculated that oversaturation, a film, documentary, and album all at once, overwhelmed fans instead of exciting them. Others blamed timing. In an era dominated by Gen Z stars like Olivia Rodrigo and Beyoncé's Renaissance-style mega tour, Lopez's romantic concept may have felt out of touch. J.Lo later explained that she wanted to take time to be with family, but the damage was already done. The headlines called it what many feared, her first major flop. Despite the disappointing numbers, there's another way to look at This Is Me. Now, Jennifer Lopez didn't create this project to chase trends or chart-topping hits. She created it to tell her story her way. At 55, J.Lo is still dancing, singing, and pushing creative boundaries when most artists would be playing it safe. The fact that she self-funded such a massive project proves her passion and independence. It may not have landed the way she hoped, but it reminded fans that Lopez is more than a pop star. She's a visionary willing to take risks. And if history has shown us anything, it's that Jennifer Lopez always finds a way to rise again. From failed relationships to media criticism, she's built her career on comebacks. This Is Me now might not have been the success she dreamed of, but it could mark the start of a new, more authentic chapter, one where J.Lo finally creates not for the world's approval, but for her own fulfillment. In the end, This Is Me now wasn't just an album, it was Jennifer Lopez's declaration of self-belief. It might not have been a commercial hit, but it was a creative one. She dared to share her heart, risk her fortune, and tell her truth in an industry that often punishes women for aging or evolving. Whether you see it as a flop or a passion project, there's no denying the courage it took. Jennifer Lopez's legacy was never built on perfection. It was built on perseverance. And even when the world stops believing, J.Lo still bets on herself.